Hey everyone, what's going on? Mark here from TST Industries, back in the garage. And in today's video, I'll be guiding you through the installation process of our TST Industries integrated taillight for the all-new 2025 Yamaha MT-03. Now, this taillight is plug and play with OEM-style connections, features a programming button on the back to toggle through 9 programming combinations, and it is available in clear or smoked. Now, this is a pretty straightforward installation process, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. To begin this installation process, we will first need to remove the 6 push-pin fasteners located on the undertail of the motorcycle. In order to do that, you can use a small flathead or pick-like tool, like the one I have, and gently press into the center, allowing them to pop out with ease. We will be reinserting these, so please toss them to the side, but do not lose them. Now, with all of the push-pin fasteners released, we can go ahead and remove the passenger seat. First, we will remove the passenger seat, toss it to the side. Next, we will go ahead and remove this plastic shroud in between the rider seat and the passenger seat. This can be removed by using a 4mm hex bit, hex key, Allen key, or a T-handle. Toss the hardware to the side. Next, we will gently press downward towards the ground and then towards the front of the bike, freeing these 2 tabs from their locking features. Next, we will go ahead and remove these 2 bolts, securing the rider seat in place. This will eventually give us access to separating the tail shrouds. These are 2 10mm bolts. Remove the rider seat, toss it to the side. There we are. Next, we do have these 2 push-pin fasteners. We will remove those in the same fashion we removed the ones on the underside. Now, we do have a few more fasteners located on the rearmost section of this frame. So we will first start with grabbing a Phillips head screwdriver and remove the 2 Phillips head bolts located at the rearmost section, securing this upper shroud above the taillight. We have these 2 silver 4mm bolts securing the taillight to this subframe brace. Go ahead and remove those. Now, while we're here, we can go ahead and remove this shroud by pulling up and towards the rear of the bike, freeing it from the locking channels located on the side fairings. And now, to give you a clearer view, which is why I removed this, you can see here, as we remove these bolts securing the taillight in place, we have a rubber grommet and then a stainless steel sleeve that slips in between, and it helps prevent against or protect against vibrations. This is a dampening technique. So once you remove these bolts, be aware that those sleeves do need to be removed with it. Whether you do it with the bolt or after removing the bolt, just make sure those sleeves are removed. We will be reusing them. Now, the final pieces of hardware that we will need to remove for the time being are these 2 10mm black bolts located on each of the tail fairings. Go ahead and break them loose. Now, these are shoulder bolts, so they do not have spacers that go with them. So as you can see here, they have a shoulder surface built into the bolt along with a flanged hex head, and that helps self-locate into the tail fairing. Now, with all that hardware tossed to the side, we can focus on the next major steps. With all the push pin rivets removed from underneath and all the hardware removed from the upper surfaces, we can now go ahead and gently pry outward. And you can see, as soon as I did that, the taillight starts drooping. And just like that, with a little bit of force, you can actually free the fairings from the entire rear of the frame, and we can focus on removing the taillight. Now, we do have our taillight connection, and in this particular setup, we have installed our brake light modulator. So we have very easy access. We have this 3-position triangle plug of sorts with a red, yellow, or a blue, yellow, and black wire. My apologies. We need to disconnect that. Now, in a perfect world, you can use your thumb and press down on this tab, freeing it from its locking receptacle. But this is a brand new bike, so the connections and the connectors are still very, very new. For that reason, I like to use a little tool. And what I will do is just gently pry upward and then press down, gently pulling outward and freeing it from its locking tab. Now we can go ahead and very carefully remove the taillight, routing the wire out as to prevent it from getting caught on anything. And there we have it. Now, for this setup, we will not be needing our brake light modulator installed anymore. As I mentioned in the intro, our taillight is completely plug and play, but it also has a programming button featuring 9 different programming combinations. 3 of those features are different programmable brake modes, such as a strobe brake alert, standard brake, and our pulsar brake technology. So we will not be using our brake light modulator anymore. For that reason, I'm going to go ahead and remove it, just like so. Remove the zip tie. And then we can go ahead and remove the connector. Now, that is not a step that most of you will have to endure, but in case you do have our brake light modulator installed, that is something to make note of. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just position the rider seat back onto the motorcycle as to have a nice little work surface here. Give you all a clear picture of what is about to happen. So here we have our tail light, and here we have the OEM one. We have a few pieces of hardware that we need to transfer over from the stock unit to ours. We have these rubber grommets, 2 on top and then 1 on each side respectively. They are position specific, so please keep that in mind. And we also have these retaining clips for the hardware that we removed. Very easy to just slip right off. So I will start with those. These should be pretty tight onto the, they should clasp pretty tightly onto the positions on our tail light. But if they feel a little loose, if you can just slip them on, they can kind of fall off with ease. Just pinch them down a little bit, and that will allow them to fit a little bit more securely and snug. Just like that. And they are orientation specific. So you can see there is this flat surface and then a curved one. The curved portion goes on the bottom of the tail light, or facing the bottom of the tail light, I should say. Just like that. Now we will remove the rubber grommets. And these are not orientation specific, they are position specific. So in order to insert these, we'll just go ahead and squeeze them in like so. And then they kind of just self-form as needed. And lastly, we have these outer ones. Now these have a little bit of a asymmetrical shape to them. So the larger surface is supposed to face outward. And with that, we can toss our stock taillight to the side. And just like that, we are now ready to install our TST Industries programmable integrated taillight. So I'll remove the twist ties holding our wiring in place, allowing it to be fully extended. Now it is important to note that this is a taillight model we've offered in the past for a few different models, such as the previous generation MT-07s. For that reason, and because Yamaha just loves us so much, we have 5 different connectors on here. On your particular application for the 2025 MT-03, from everything we've seen in North America, we will only be utilizing these 3 connectors. The white triangle shaped connector, and then the 2 larger black ones. Now, the smaller gray ones are turn signal connectors for previous gen MT-07s, potentially other world markets, or if there is a variant of the MT-03 that has yet to be released, they may feature those turn signal connectors on them. So in order to provide the best value to our customers without needing them to have to install or purchase sub harnesses for various models, we include everything, and you use what you use, and you can tape off the rest. They will not be needed, and there's no issues there. Now, we will first route all the wiring into this tail section as best as possible, ensuring we're not getting caught up on any of the frame features or other components located in this trunk section. So here we have the main connector. One turn signal connector, 2, there we are. And now we can position the tail light into place. Now this is a pretty straightforward process. We have this small locating tab located on the bottom of our tail light, and that coincides with this little notched out feature on the sub tray right below this subframe brace. So you want to snap that into place. That will help locate it into a center position on the tail section. Now, when it comes to these tail fairings, each side fairing does have this post molded into the plastic, and those will coincide into the side grommets that we reinstalled from the stock tail light. So in one swift movement, we can go ahead and snap it all together like so. And it's really that easy. You don't have to worry about any tabs getting caught on anything. Everything will sit and snap just as needed. Now with that in place, we want to begin by reinstalling the stainless steel bolts we removed with the sleeves. So I will first start by inserting those sleeves into the rubber grommets. Then we will grab our 4mm bolts and our tool. And you always want to start threads by hand. This ensures that you're not cross-threading. Now at this point, once you get to bottom out, that is pretty locked in place. It has some preloaded tension. What I like to do is once you hit bottom out, just go another 1/16 to 1/8 of a turn, making it nice and snug. And just like that, this taillight is now locked into place. Now, before we reinstall any other hardware, we need to locate our turn signal connectors. If you have some patience and some really small fingers, you will actually notice that most of them are located on this left side of the motorcycle next to this plastic tray. But most riders probably are going to get frustrated dealing with that. So the best course of action is to actually remove this plastic tray. In order to do that, we have 2 push pin fasteners, one located here and one located in the opposite side. We will go ahead and remove those. And with this right side one, you're pretty safe. If you remove it and drop it, it should get caught in this plastic tray. However, that is not the case for the push pin fastener located on the left side of the bike. So as you push this in, unlocking it, you want to be very careful. If it falls, it will fall into the Yamaha abyss, which is equivalent to the Bermuda Triangle, and you may not find it ever again. Very careful, intentional, should be pretty self-explanatory. Now with those fasteners removed, Let's go ahead and remove the rider seat again so you can see what's happening here. Now we will gently pull towards the front of the bike, and this plastic tray should free itself completely, like so. And now you can see all of the connectors. We have the main white triangle connector, triangle-shaped connector. That's the main taillight plug. We have this opaque two-position connector. That is the license plate light wiring. And then downstream a little bit more, we have a white and black connector. And these are the turn signal connectors. So we will be focusing on these three connectors right now. At this point, I can go ahead and locate those connectors here. And we will first insert the main one. We're gonna go ahead and turn our motorcycle on accessory mode. Power the unit on. I could see here I am getting running light, and I should also be getting brake functions, as you can see. And now we need to identify which turn signal wire is which. Now, traditionally speaking, ours are set up in a way where green is the left turn signal and brown is the right. However, it doesn't really match anything on the motorcycle. So, we'll go ahead and do a quick trial and error. We will activate the left turn signal and go ahead and plug in. Not getting anything. Plug in this side. All right, now let's try this other connector into this position. Okay, perfect. So I do in fact have these swapped. This is a pretty simple fix. So we will just disconnect what we have set up here, and the green cable with the black connector will connect to the white connector on your motorcycle. And then the brown one will connect to the black connector. As you're inserting these connectors, you want to make sure that you are hearing a solid click. That ensures that it is locked into place and it won't come undone during riding. And you can see here I do have signals on the left side, and if I activate the right signal, I also have the right turn signal. So we know our wiring is good, we know the taillight functions, we have everything connected as needed. Now we have a good amount of wiring here that we need to tuck in and do some magic with. So we're gonna try and come to the front of the ECU and throw some of the connectors down there, route them in a way that they are not pinched and they are not pulling on anything. You do want to have a good amount of slack on this entire connection. So let's go ahead and pull the wires downward like so, and then we have the wire routing going along the side of the ECU. Now at this point, we can go ahead and reinsert this tray that we removed into its normal position. And we have this small notch feature located on the tray that locks into this tiny little brace here. It's just a little channel here, so just be careful with what you're doing, be intentional, and it really shouldn't be a problem. Let's go ahead and once again check our connections. We are still good, perfect. Now, when it comes to reinserting these push pin fasteners, you need to push them in opposite of how they are removed. So upon removal of these push pin fasteners, they will look like this. And once you push the bottoms through to the top, they should look like this. Again, you're just pushing in the opposite direction and then gently pulling outward, not all the way, just like that. Now you want to make sure you are aligned as you're trying to reinsert these push pin fasteners. Again, this could be a little bit of a pain in the butt situation. So just be deliberate, have patience, We'll go ahead and very carefully massage that pushpin fastener into place and then snap down, locking it into position. We will do the same on the opposite side. Now that that's locked into place, nice and secure up front, we can go ahead and finish the reassembly process, and you'll be ready to ride, transforming the entire rear of your MT-03. Go ahead and start with this plastic shroud next. For these fasteners on the rear, it's important to not over tighten them. Once you bottom out, that is enough preloaded tension. You can go another 1/16 of a rotation and that's about it. If you skip any threads and over tighten, you can permanently damage those fasteners. So please keep that in mind. Next, we can go ahead and reinstall the 2 pushpin fasteners that we removed from these side fairings. Next, we have the rider seat. Bottom out and then go another 1/16 of a turn. Next, we have the 2 shouldered bolts located here. Next, we can go ahead and grab this in-between shroud and flex up the side panels ever so slightly to allow the locking tab to engage. Grab our 4mm tool, and just the same as these silver bolts, the Phillips head ones, bottom out and then go another 1/16 of a rotation. Preloaded tension locks these bolts in place. Do not over tighten. And the very last piece that we need to reassemble before going to the underside of the bike is our passenger seat. And lastly, we can go ahead and reinsert all of our push pins. And that finalizes this installation. And as you can see, we have really cleaned up the rear, giving the MT-03 this really aggressive look and styling, introducing some additional functions with built-in turn signals and our programming combination modes. Going from this to this, personally, I think it is light years ahead. Obviously, as we power it on, we have this very beautiful and unique perimeter lit running light function. We have our strobe brake alert and a few different turn signal functions. Obviously, with the programming button on the back of the unit, you can toggle through all of those functions and find the combination that suits you best. But for now, we are very happy. We can now take the MT-03 out for a ride. We'll be ready to go. So if you're ready to purchase this light, you want to see what else we have available for the MT-03 or any other bike in your garage, please be sure to stop by our website, tstindustries.com. If you haven't already, give us a follow on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads. We'd love to hear from you. That staying up to date on our social media pages is the best way to know special events we're doing, promos, new product releases, partnerships, potentially even bikes that we're selling off from doing R&D at the TST HQ. And of course, right now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with all the new and exciting videos we have coming out of the TST Garage. For now, this has been Mark in the TST Garage. I thank you all for watching. If you have Yamaha MT-03, I think this is the perfect look that you'd want, and I know the perfect place to get it. You guys ride safe, we'll catch you next time.